It just seems like when I hear SWAT team, I mean, it's not like they're going there to arrest El Chapo. I mean, you got a guy selling drugs out of the house. My first reaction was, do they really need to like bring out a SWAT team? This seems like such a minor like issue, you know, in terms of what's going on here, the risk of a whole SWAT team. So the SWAT team shows up. It's 5:30 in the morning. It's dark out. What happens when the SWAT team gets there?
So you're absolutely right. It's dark out. There's about 15 or 20 SWAT members that show up at this house. They basically sneak up around it so that they're undetected. And they position themselves all around the house. When the front door opens and the target of the search warrant, Andrew Coffey III, opens the front door.
So he opens the front door. They've got their guy. He's the guy they want. He's the guy they want to arrest. He opens the front door, and what happens?
So they see him at the front door. They grab him, throw him to the ground, cuff him. They've got their guy. They've got the target. But everybody is positioned around the house, and now they want to secure the house. And they are armed with various weapons, including what they call flashbangs.
So what I don't understand is when they knock on the door, Andrew Coffey III, who's the dad, answers the door. He's placed under arrest. Why isn't it like, we are done here, have a nice day, let's hit the road, we've got our guy, let's take him back to the police station and process him? Why doesn't it just end right then? Like, what happens?
Well, what happens is they want to search the house, but the house has people inside, and they need to secure those people to make it safe for them to go inside. But the way they do it is it's very dangerous, actually. They detonate a flashbang in Andrew Coffey III's bedroom. They just toss a flashbang into his bedroom, and they detonate a flashbang in his son's bedroom, AJ's room.
They do this from outside the house, meaning they've got the dad at the door, right? He's been kind of like detained or handcuffed or whatever. How do these flashbangs get into the house? Like, how do they deploy them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what a flashbang is it's like a hand grenade. And when they detonate it, it makes a really loud noise, and it momentarily blinds, deafens, stuns whoever is near it. So they toss one into the house. There's, in a bedroom actually, and there's a person sitting on the bed who's, completely blinded, deafened, and stunned by the flashbang. But the second room, they did it a different way. They actually broke the window. They knocked down a television set, and they put a long pole into the room, and they detonate the flashbang that way.
Okay, this to me already is so insane. I mean, I go back to where we started. There's a guy that they think is selling drugs out of the house. They want to get a search warrant and search the house. Okay, it's not like there's 10 hostages in the house. We got to go in there. He's holding people hostage. Like, this to me is such a small time event. I don't understand why they're throwing these flashbangs in the house. Do they even know who's in the house at this point?
They know there's people in the house, there's cars parked outside, but they have some suspicions of who might be in there.
It just seems, the flashbang issue just seems so over the top to me. It just seems like that is a recipe for disaster, which it winds up being. I don't know. I just don't understand why they don't go in the house, like who's here, police, secure the premises. But now that they do the flashbangs, you said they threw one in the house, one in this bedroom window. The bedroom window of who?
It was the bedroom window of AJ and his girlfriend, Alteria Woods.
So when they throw that flashbang in there, AJ's sleeping with his girlfriend, Alteria Woods. They don't know what the heck's going on, right? So then what happens next?
So it's 5:30 in the morning, and you're right. They are asleep and they're startled. What happens next is AJ finds a gun and he shoots out the window to scare off what he believes is an intruder.
Think of how scary that'd be. You're sleeping at 5:30 in the morning, it's dark, and a flashbang comes into your bedroom? That would scare the living daylights out of anybody. Like, this is a bang, like a loud noise, and a flash? I mean, it would be terrifying. How could you blame this guy for being scared and trying to defend himself in that moment?
Exactly. It was a reaction to what seemed like a dire situation at the time. But what happens next is really shocking.
So AJ fires a shot out the bedroom window to try to scare whoever's out there?
Correct, because the window just was shattered, right? And there's a long pole coming through the window, which is a little startling coming out of sleep. So he fires a couple of shots out of the bedroom window.
Oh my God. I am flabbergasted with this because they're breaking a window and throwing a flashbang in a house. I don't even know who's in there. It is so over the top to me. So once AJ fires this shot out the window at, whoever is out there, he doesn't know what's going on. Then what happens next?
Well, there's 2 SWAT officers that are positioned outside of that window. And after this flashbang is detonated, the second SWAT officer who just witnessed shots getting fired out of the window returns fire into the window.
So that officer from outside starts shooting into the bedroom?
He starts shooting into the bedroom.
And how many, so what happens? Like how many shots get fired now and by who?
About 18 shots are fired at the bed inside the bedroom.
My goodness. So they fire 18 shots into the bedroom, not knowing who is in there and what's going on.
Correct. So the SWAT officer that's positioned outside of the window fires about 14 or so shots towards the bed, and the second SWAT officer that's next to him takes his gun and starts shooting through the bedroom wall towards the bed.
This is all over a little search warrant for Andrew Coffey III because they think he's selling drugs out of the house.